The Bob Graham round, it really is next level when it comes to kind of the commitment that you have to go into it. So you have to really want to do it. And for me, I wanted to see if I was capable more than anything, and to see if I've got what it takes to push through, to go for 24 hours, to kind of withstand kind of what 42 mountains is going to throw at me. It was kind of more of a quest for myself. It's a really exciting journey, the way that your mind adapts as you go through the run. You obviously kind of have this spike of anxiety and apprehension before you set off, and that really does soon alleviate as you get those kind of first few kilometres under your belt. There's always that feeling when you stand there at Moot Hall thinking this is about to happen, and that it's kind of your moment. And like I say, it's that accumulation of all that effort, and you're about to set off, and those first few steps, they're just amazing because that's it, you're in then. The Bob Graham round started at 6 o'clock in the evening in Keswick at Moot Hall, and I was really glad to finally get going. I had Paul, Bernie and Mingma with me. We were going through the streets of Keswick and up the side of Latrick towards Skiddaw, and it was just fun, easy walking, lots of chats, just keeping me super chill because it's so easy just to go off too fast. Before I knew it, I was on top of Skiddaw, a few minutes ahead of schedule I believe, touched the summit, and then off we went. You could just tell it was going to be a beautiful evening. We got across Great Calver and then down across the river and then up the back of Blencathra, where kind of Bernie kept us straight and made sure again I didn't go too mad on the pace. While this was going on, there was this amazing sunset going off behind us, and I was taking pictures of the guys and just really trying to savour the moment rather than just being locked into the schedule. Yay! Blencathra! Woo!
How are you feeling?
Magic, amazing.
Good.
What an evening.
Yeah.
A massive thing about the Bob Graham round is having that support team built around you, and what they offer you is massive and almost unquantifiable. Anyone who goes into something like this without a support team is very brave and very strong, obviously. You've got your road support, so somebody who's going to meet you at the road crossings, somebody who's willing to stand there in the middle of the night on the side of Dunmail Raise is amazing, kind of putting in the orders for the cups of tea. So for me, I had Sarah, who did the entire 24-hour stint. And then on the hill, you've got your support runners, and people, it'll vary. They'll have kind of maybe one, maybe two, maybe three, depends on the weather, time of year. And their role is for the navigation, for feeding, for kind of like keeping you happy, keeping you sane. And I couldn't have been luckier with the people that helped me on mine. Bowfell was hard going, my head dropped, it felt like we weren't really getting anywhere, meandering up through the crags. But then the sun just appeared over the clouds. Felt invincible all of a sudden. The rocks were unfortunately a little bit icy, so my enthusiasm had to be tempered a bit, otherwise I probably could have easily broken myself. We ticked off Bowfell and S Pike. I found myself running up S-Cores. I was running some uphills on my Bob Graham round, which I never anticipated to do, but I just felt so good. And it was a beautiful morning. We got through the Scarfells and we took Lord's Rake and Westfall Traverse onto Scarfell, which is just a beautiful bit of mountain. And for me, part of this round was to make sure that I was going to enjoy the journey, and doing bits of mountain like Westfall Traverse is just a real treat. The long descent down into Wasdale, and by this point it's like 9 o'clock in the morning and the day is just really beginning, I guess. And that was quite uplifting because I knew I now had like a full working day to get myself back to Keswick to try and get this done. George came and joined as support, and it was up the side of Ewbarrow, which, I mean, classically they say there's no easy way out of Wasdale on the Bob Graham round, whether you're going clockwise or anti-clockwise. But Ewbarrow was a 40-minute climb, and then you got the roller coaster of Kirkfell and Great Gable, which was really fun. And this was the point, really. This was where I knew I was going to finish my Bob Graham round. I was met by more friends up on Green Gable. We ran and chatted, and they fed me cherry cake, which is just amazing. And that was like rocket fuel again. And before I knew it, I was at Honister. Matt had been really strict with me. He was like, don't stop at Honister, don't stop, you don't need to stop. And I was there for a matter of minutes. And then it was up kind of on towards Dale Head with a whole new bunch of support, a bunch of mates, and kind of going for the finish line. That hill section of the leg 5 went by in an absolute blur. I felt amazing, and got to the top of Robinson, peak number 42, and I had something like we'd done 22 hours or something like this, or just under, and I thought, right, I can do sub 23. This is from a guy who originally wasn't bothered about even doing sub 24, but by this point I was quite invested, and I realised that actually I could do sub 24, I could even do sub 23, and I ran across the top of Robinson at a rate of knots. But as soon as the downhill kicked in, the pace was halved, and my knees were pretty hot by this point. So I just accepted that I'm just going to get to the finish line, and I knew I was going to go sub 24, and which was great, and kind of running with friends along the road and in the sunshine, and I got into Keswick. And this is your moment, really. And you're running back towards Moot Hall, and I was just met by this amazing greeting, this amazing party of people, friends and family, people who supported me. And there it was, this bittersweet moment of finishing your Bob Graham round. And I finished in 23 hours and 23 minutes, and it was just this amazing kind of culmination of everything. And it's a massive blur as well. I think you wish you were a fly on the wall of your own experience at that point. But it was just lovely, and that was the itch kind of well and truly being scratched. It's been really interesting kind of having done it. I've been bathed in this crazy afterglow of kind of success. A feeling that I haven't been able to shake is almost like imposter syndrome, because I don't feel like a Bob Graham runner. But I am, and that's something that nobody can ever take away from me now. And it's really interesting, kind of all that effort and everything. And you think back to the memories, and it really was the most amazing experience. And what I didn't anticipate was that it was going to give me this kind of confidence and belief to look for bigger adventures.